I completed a Spartan Beast! So what? Now what? Completing a Spartan race shows you're capable of completing goals you set out to achieve. Now the race is done, but I'm not done. Crossing the finish line was not the end, but rather a checkpoint. My main goal was to conquer a beast, but the lessons learned along the way are far more important than the medal I earned. The first thing I discovered was, as I set new goals, my priorities changed. My main goals were to run a Spartan Beast, to go as far as I could in 12 hours, and to grind out a 30-day workout challenge. Looking back, the most important moment wasn't completing the last set of burpees. It was laughing with my wife and wrestling with my dog. When I focused on the ultra leaderboard, I was miserable. But when I focused on beating my old personal benchmarks, I felt amazing. And on the Beast course, my mind wasn't on finishing so I could get a medal. It was on getting back home in case my wife went into labor. Pushing myself to the edge allowed me to bring things into focus, which leads me to my second lesson. Joe DeSena, the founder of Spartan Race, believes everyone has to suffer to put things into perspective. Complaining burns between 0 and 0 calories a minute, so there is no use in complaining about your hardships. Pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional. Nothing productive comes from the statement, "This sucks." When we complain, we are shifting responsibility onto someone else. If the situation can be better, we can take responsibility for it. Challenging yourself shows what you are capable of. It creates a new frame of reference you can draw upon during other difficult moments. Work doesn't suck. It's a series of challenges, and I now know I have the potential to overcome any challenges. A few hours at a time in isolation gear is easy compared to 5 hours slogging through mud, or 12 hours of running. Most times, challenges are not fun while you are doing them. I don't like running, but I like having gone for a run. The harder the task, the better the feeling of accomplishment at the end. And that brings me to my final lesson. No matter how daunting or difficult the challenge you're facing is, everything eventually ends. At this moment, we are a year and 4 months into a global pandemic. However, the number of vaccinated people continues to rise, herd immunity continues to grow, and the number of infected people is at its lowest since the beginning of the pandemic. Perhaps this most difficult time period most of us has faced is coming to an end. Halfway through the Beast course, it felt like I would never stop slogging through water and mud, but I eventually reached the end of that as well. However, we shouldn't focus on the end. Find enjoyment in life's challenges. Set small goals and try to do a little better each day. At the end, you will have learned about yourself, your priorities, and your perspective along the road. Less than a week after the Beast, my wife gave birth to our first child. After 4 days of induction, she looked at me in the eye and said, "This is my Spartan Beast," and then delivered our child. It was the most amazing thing I have ever seen. It made me realize that everyone has their own beast, and that the Spartan mindset will help you accomplish whatever it may be. Now I have the blessing of being a dad. My priorities have shifted to caring for my daughter. No matter how difficult that can be at times, I now know the biggest challenges have the best rewards, and there has never been anything as rewarding as being a father. Even when she has her nighttime crying fits, I know they will come to an end. While the burpees I do now are of a different sort.
Good one.
This is my next beast. I'm not fixated on a finish line. I want to enjoy every moment along this road. I hope to pass on my experiences and the lessons I learned along the way to my daughter and to those around me. I will also continue to train, because on the difficult days you can't count on motivation, you must count on discipline. The Beast was conquered, but I am never finished.